Yes, here it is. The age-old adage, it is not the destination, but the journey. Kind of like music streaming, am I right? Want to know how to make your music sound the best it can while you're streaming? Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our latest audiophile reviews and videos on the latest and greatest audio gear right here at Moon Audio. Music streaming might seem like one of these things that doesn't really need a lot of explanation. Just pull up the Spotify app on your phone and stream away, right? Well, in fact, it can get a little complicated. Streaming itself can mean so many things, so we're creating a series for it. We're going to start with the basics and go from there, so let's just get to it. Streaming refers to any media content, live or recorded, delivered to computers, mobile devices, and more via the internet and played back in real time. Podcasts, webcasts, movies, TV shows, and music videos are common forms of streaming content. Actually, this YouTube video you're watching right now is in fact streaming. It's the technology of transmitting audio and/or video files in a continuous flow over a wired or wireless internet connection. This can be on a cellular device like a phone or via a computer or tablet on a home network. It can be wireless, wired. There can be a singular device involved or multiple devices. It can be streaming via a service you pay for or data you personally downloaded and own. So how does streaming work? There are two ways to look at this: paid services or media that you personally own. The media files are transmitted in sequential packets of data so they can be streamed instantaneously. And unlike traditional downloads that are stored on your device, media files are automatically deleted once you play them. That is, if you're streaming from a service like Spotify, for example. But if you own the files or you're doing what is called offline content downloading, then in this case, it's not deleted after you listen to it. All you need to stream is a reliable or fast, high-speed internet connection, access or subscription to a streaming service or app, and a compatible device. So what are some examples of paid streaming services? Spotify, Netflix, Prime Video, Qobuz, and more. This is only scratching the surface of streaming services. What are some examples of free streaming options? Well, the biggest is most likely YouTube, but you could also consider the CD library you ripped and placed on a NAS in your home network. You can access that both at home and abroad, and that can also be considered a streaming source. The thing that makes streaming so complicated is that technically there's no right or wrong way to stream, and there are a million ways to do it. For the instances of this series, from here on out we'll be talking about music streaming only, unless otherwise clarified. Compatibility with gear is something we'll talk about more in the last question because certain streaming services play nicer with certain gear. But streaming isn't that cut and dry. Streaming could refer to connecting an external hard drive to a server, which is then used to stream the music to a set of connecting speakers or headphones. Streaming could refer to simply using wireless headphones with your phone and playing music from the headphone by streaming the music to the headphones, rather than from a music service. There are a lot of nuances you have to pay attention to when using this term, so be sure to pay attention to those things whenever it comes up. So from that point of view, streaming is occurring anytime there's a wireless or wired connection made in your system, since the data or audio is transmitted or streamed to another device to help complete the signal from source to receiver. Streaming could simply refer to the application you're using to listen to music. Like we spoke about before, if you do not physically have the data or files on your source device, like your phone or computer, then you will receive those files via a wireless or wired connection, thus resulting in being able to listen to the music that is not stored on your device. But for the sake of this video, to keep it simple, music streaming refers to a variety of ways to get your music from point A to point B, whatever they may be. Bottom line is that you don't have that music locally on the receiving end, whether it be a set of speakers, wireless headphones, your phone, whatever. If you're playing music on something where you don't have that music stored locally, then you are effectively transmitting it or streaming it from elsewhere. The music industry has changed drastically over the past couple of decades, and physical media libraries are going by the wayside. Not entirely, mind you, but there are two things that music streaming provides that physical media cannot: convenience and accessibility to an unending library of songs and albums readily available at the tap of a finger. Let's face it, storage space on portable devices like phones is not cheap. And if you're into high-resolution audio, then each song takes up more space due to more data being in each file. More data per file means less music you can store locally. The easiest way to fix this is to not worry about the storage at all and just stream your favorite music via the plethora of streaming services available out there. Not all streaming services are created equal, but we'll get to that in a bit. Many services not only have access to thousands of albums, but some offer varying degrees of resolution, which should pique the interest of audiophiles and music enthusiasts. Not every streaming service offers high-resolution music, but we have the lowdown on what each service offers in our digital music guide, which we'll link to in the description below. High-resolution audio is only a recent thing too, due to the fact that internet and cellular speeds and data transmission could only recently send high-volume data with efficiency to your device. This is good news all around, as it gets us away from the lossy compressed MP3s and provides closer, more accurate representations of the music we know and love. Now again, check out the guide for the different streaming services and what they provide, but know that no two streaming services are the same. So we'll break it down to help you figure out the right one for you. Like Netflix, Hulu, HBO, Prime Video, Tubi, Pluto, you have choices, and depending on your preferences and what you are looking for in your music and streaming needs, what gear you're using and compatibility, some will be better than others for your usage case, which leads us to our next question. So if we're talking about playing music from a source that is not directly connected to our receiver, then your music can be streamed from a number of different places, and services for that matter. The first answer is music streaming services. For a monthly subscription, you can access thousands of songs and albums on your phone, tablet, computer, and more. It's easy, it's convenient, and it's affordable. Your typical services include Spotify, Pandora, Amazon, Apple Music, also a host of others that offer true high-resolution files like Tidal and Qobuz, which we're big fans of here at Moon Audio. There's a ton of options to choose from, and setup is as simple as downloading the app on your phone and pressing play. The next option is using a standalone device like a music streamer. Crazy, right? Where can I stream music? Hey, try a music streamer. Thanks for coming to our TED Talk. Just kidding, but seriously. Music streamers are essentially the next step in music streaming from just playing songs off your phone. They come in portable and desktop varieties and offer a much better music listening experience due to their high-end components and internals. DACs, amps, and higher processing power result in some quality, high-resolution, and streaming playback, and is by far the preferred method of streaming for those who want to maintain a high level of sound reproduction. There are a variety of sizes, prices, features, and more, and we'll go into more details about specific gear, what they do, and how they work in our next section. Well, what if you don't want to pay a monthly subscription to a streaming service, but you have a ton of music on a hard drive? Cool. Hook it up with a server or even configure it as an external storage on your music streamer. There are a lot of ways to stream music without a streaming service per se, and many ways to even integrate your existing library with your streaming library if you wanted to do so with additional software. The possibilities are endless, and the only remaining question is, how do I do it? We'll answer that question right after this commercial break. That's where you're gonna, fake break. No, but really, we're gonna delve a little deeper into this one in a follow-up video where we'll talk more about streaming gear, how apps and services work with specific gear, and more. There's still lots to cover when it comes to streaming gear and how to set up your music streaming system and the many ways to do it, so please stay tuned for that coming soon. And if you have any questions on music streaming you'd like answered, leave them below and we'll do our best to answer them in the next video. Again, this is just part 1 in a new series on music streaming. If you like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up and remember to subscribe so you don't miss our latest videos here at Moon Audio. If you have any questions about music streaming, please leave a comment below, and as always, thanks for watching.